about books is sometimes there are some fantastic pictures. As a 5th grader, I didn't know what to expect. I had to walk to all of my classes now. I also remember the magazine project. It was by far the hardest thing I ever had to do in my school career. A wise man once said, "Hard work never killed anybody, but why take the chance?" Then I remember being lost at sea, which was quite annoying because every time I thought it was over, I kept getting lost again. Then came 6th grade. I remember the songs we sang, one of which I will sing for you. Please sing along if you know the words. I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they, boom! I also learned all about my body and how it worked, which was sweet. As a 7th grader, I became much more mature. Not! I realized it was okay to be immature. At recess one day, I accidentally broke a tree branch, and what was my punishment? To put the branch in a Coke bottle. Why? I still don't know. After a month of watering the branch, I was told to throw it out, which I wanted to do in the first place. The Coke bottle was filled with dirty brown water that smelled awful. I was about to pour the brown liquid down the sink when a fellow Latin student poured it on me. Thanks. I smelled like sewage the rest of that week. Now I am in 8th grade, my last year in middle school. Everything has been amazing. On the Catalina trip, I got to hold a cute girl's hand on the ropes course. Her name is Miss Marks. Now, as we go our separate ways for high school, I will miss all of you. We may never see each other again, but we will remember each other. We are all now in the grown-up world, and we should remember these moments that have shaped our lives forever. Thank you.
Dude, those shelves of power, they saved our lives, man. Without them, we couldn't die. Oh my goodness. Remember that cooties epidemic at the end of the 1st grade? Remember that? Tamara got one of us. Oh my goodness. Stop by the grass shovel, dude. And by the way, buddy, Miss Marks is mine. My work here is almost finished. I thank you all for being such a wonderful audience, but I have to ask a little bit more. We still have to graduate, and we have 2 more speakers. The first of which speaks from the depths of her heart about living life as it is given to you, and not wanting it any other way. I think there's a trend here because she's a lifer, as am I, and so is Greg. And Whitney. And Callan, too. Well, moving on, this last speaker just has a great attitude. It's really radiating a sense of peace. She plays the cello, she's a vegetarian, and she's half Buddhist. Can you ask for a better combination? As our final middle school speaker, I give you So Be Sweet.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Middle school can be brutal. I can guarantee you everyone has had some tough moments. This is my 9th and final year at PCS. These people, I've grown up with them. They're my family, and I know every which one of them. That's why it's so hard to leave the people I've grown so close to. I've learned more than you can believe here with these people. But one thing in particular has really stood out for me. I guess it's just sort of human nature to feel different or to feel self-conscious sometimes. A lot of us at our and we try to hide things that we're not willing to face. Lots of times we like to worry about how we look, or how we act, or how people think of us. I know I did. I was so confused, and I just didn't get myself, and I hated who I was. We all have flaws and imperfections. That just makes us who we are. And the truth is, most people could care less about the things we obsess about. I suppose it's just natural for us to worry about that stuff. But let me tell you something. Back when I was a little girl, probably only about 5 years old, I had to undergo a major heart operation. And I came face to face with death. It was tough, and I made it through, and I grew up. When I was old enough to understand what really happened to me, do you think I cared? Do you think I cared that I almost died? Of course not. All I cared about was the hideous scar on my chest. It was all I thought about. I hated it. I thought it was ugly. I couldn't wear any clothes I liked. I couldn't wear bathing suits. I didn't want people to see it. I was embarrassed. I thought people would be grossed out by it. But it took me almost 9 years to realize that this scar is the reason why I'm alive. And if it weren't for this scar, I wouldn't be here right now. I've learned that this life is a privilege, and this life is way too short to dwell on things like that. And I have learned to love myself. So now I realize that this scar is a part of me, and even if others think it's gross, I think it's beautiful. I think it's one of the most beautiful things about me, and I'm so proud of it because it symbolizes my life. Now that you have heard my story, I ask you, what is your scar? What is the thing in your life that is holding you back? My advice is not to worry if people are going to like you or not. People who are important won't care about some scar. They won't care about how you look. They won't care if you're rich or if you're poor, if you're gay or if you're straight. People who are important will care about your creativity, your uniqueness, your personality. They'll care about you. A man named Frederick Douglass once said, "I prefer to be true to myself, even at the hazard of incurring the ridicule of others, rather than to be false and incur my own abhorrence." All I have to say to you is don't be afraid to be who you are. Don't hide anything. Embrace your life. Embrace yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophie. That speech gets me every time I listen to it. Our final speaker of the day is the soon-to-be student body president of the high school, Arvin Sweeney.
First of all, I want to say congratulations to the class of 2011. All your hard work and dedication has paid off. Today, a chapter in your book of life comes to an end, but in just a few months, the next chapter will begin, high school. I was in your position once. I was an 8th grader at All Saints, soon to be a freshman at UCDS. Today, I want to tell you a few things I wish I had known before I went to high school. In high school, you get to start off with a blank slate. Your past is gone, and you get to start off completely new. You start new with your friends and your teachers. You get to create new impressions, so try to make the best of the fresh start. Next, don't be afraid to get involved. Try new sports, join new clubs, join new groups. Try stretching yourself. I guarantee you'll find new passions and new talents. You'll get to truly be yourself by doing the things you really like, and you'll truly get to represent yourself on a daily basis. Don't worry about fitting in, just be yourself and do the things you like. It'll happen. In high school, you will create many new friendships and you'll have a broader range of friends. By trying new things and joining new groups, you'll meet many new people, not just in your grade. Getting to know people is amazing because who knows, you might just find a new best friend. Lastly, if you're nervous about going to high school, I know I was, you don't have to be. After a few weeks, you'll get the hang of things and you'll start loving high school. You'll start loving your new life and your new freedom. So again, congratulations. Relax and rejuvenate over this summer. We'll be ready to work next fall. I'm looking forward to getting to know many of you. So without further ado, welcome to high school.
Adrian.
Gotta take two. One minute,
Nevilo Pachamono. Presley Christine Balcom. Ashley Jisa Barnum. Whitney Elizabeth Bowers. Morgan Shay Brown. Daryl John Burton. Nicole Alessandra Canula. Cody James Cashman. Rachel F. Channing.
make sure it doesn't go off. Oh, that's
Olivia Grace Kumsky. Ryan Edward Dougherty. Max Stewart Ferrara. Andrew Ryan Fennessy. Connor Patrick Genta. Nicholas James Gibbs. Henry Meeker Ridley. Following the recessional, there will be a reception across the street at the school. We will be showcasing the talents of our 8th graders once again. The dining hall will have refreshments and a beautiful banner that was made by the 8th graders. Birch Hall will have baby pictures of our 8th graders, self-portraits that they did in art class, and we'll be showing the long-awaited 8th grade video. I want to thank some people before we recess officially. I'd like to thank Sheila Marks for helping me to coordinate this event. You did a fabulous job. I'd like to thank Mrs. Lee, who's the center of all the things that we do. Thank you, Mrs. Lee. I'm going to throw in Mr. Burns as the speech coordinator. Any congratulations or concerns to direct Mr. Burns? And to the parents who helped so much in creating this new vision for commencement. I'm afraid that to name any 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 specifically would leave out too many others that had helped so much. So I want all of the parents, both 7th and 8th grade, that had a part in creating this day, please stand so we can